It's good to see everybody. As was stated, we started spring ball yesterday. NCAA rules say that we have to go 3 days during spring practice, which we have 15 practices. You have to go with just helmets in 3 of those practices, and the first 2 days have to be in just helmets. So we had a lot of enthusiasm, and we had a bunch of guys running around doing stuff, but it's impossible to tell what kind of football players they are or what kind of football team we have until we actually put pads on and really play football. So if anybody has any questions, I'll willing to answer them. Try to anyway.
When is your first full pads practice, or when do you think you'll know or start to get an idea of how the players are, how the team's looking?
We practice today, Wednesday, and on Friday will be the first day in full pads. And we'll scrimmage some on Friday. We already know we have several players out there. We're pretty experienced. We have several players out there that we know can play, so they won't scrimmage very much. And then we have a lot of players out there that need to prove they can play, and especially at the quarterback position. We're having a hard time getting reps. We have 6 quarterbacks out there. We're having a hard time getting enough reps for all of them to prove that they can play or not play.
Is there going to be a process for determining your starting quarterback? Or are you just going to go from 6 to 5, or is it going to be put all of them out there and see which one stands out?
Well, it was interesting yesterday to see how we could get 6 guys reps and all we do is throw. So we're keeping statistics on everything they do. When they throw one-on-one, what's their percentage of completion? When we throw pass skeleton, what's their percentage? And we had a little team pass drill. So we're going to try to do that for 2 weeks and give them all a chance. And then after 2 weeks, try to determine who the top 3 guys are and let those guys battle it out.
You have kind of shake up on with your coaching staff on offense, especially Jeff Ford and Blaine Morgan now. Are practices run differently with them? Do they set it up any differently on offensive end? I know you're in charge of most of it, but are practices going to look a little bit different?
No, I think practices are set up exactly the same. Emphasis on what the offense is doing might have changed a little bit. I mean, as you know, we have some really good running backs in our program, so we're going to still run the ball. But we're doing some more short passing game stuff, some shotgun, semi-spread stuff to find out in our own mind if that's simpler on a quarterback than the pro system. And if it's simpler on the quarterback, we might do more of it than we have in the past. And it's an idea of if we get behind and have to score quickly or have to run plays quickly, if you're in a spread formation and run a spread-type offense, or at least have a little bit of a spread-type offense, you have a better chance to move the ball in a quicker fashion.
The Poinsettia Bowl was a tough loss. How excited for you to kind of get back at it and start from scratch?
For a coach, spring practice is the best part of the year because you don't ever have to worry about winning and losing. All you do is worry about trying to develop players. And everybody's happy during spring practice because everybody gets to play. I mean, you might be 3rd or 4th string on the depth chart, but you get to scrimmage and you get to play and you get to try to prove a coach wrong. So coaches actually get to coach for the true belief of teaching a player how to get better. So spring practice is great for coaches. Everybody's happy, too. There's not one player disappointed because everybody gets reps. And, you know, in the fall when you say these 2 guys are playing and you're not playing, you go down on the scout team, a bunch of those guys hate you. So that's a little bit tougher. Spring practice is a great deal.
Are there any guys you're planning on holding back a little bit, as you've done in the past, like running backs, like DJ? Is he going to see runs and stuff? Any other guys?
There are guys that won't see any full speed reps. DJ Pumphrey's one of them. So he won't get hit full speed in practice. He'll run the plays when nobody's hitting him. He'll be out there, but when we start hitting, he won't play. We'll actually which is unusual, when we do scrimmage, the quarterbacks are going to be live. So we might get down to 3 quarterbacks just by injuries.
And then, as a defensive coach, what are you looking to improve on? I mean, what areas, defensive line, linebackers, safeties, is it just everyone trying to get improved? Any positions of need that you want to see improvement?
We have to get some depth on the defensive line. We have to find some linebackers. We only have two experienced linebackers, Calvin Munson, and he won't get many reps, and Jake Feely, who won't get any reps because of an injury, previous injury. So we have a whole bunch of young guys that haven't played at linebacker, so it'll be good for them. And then we have a pretty good starting defensive line, but after that, it's all young guys, so they have to prove they can play too.
Coach, what's the outlook with the wide receivers? Of course, he's graduated, and Larry Clark is no longer with the team. How big of a concern is the wide receiving core for you guys?
Number of bodies, it's not a concern at all. We have a whole bunch of them out there, plus we recruited 3 of them. So there'll be a lot of bodies out there. There's been a concern even before Ezel and Larry. There's been a real concern about our productivity at wide receiver last year. So on offense, I think number one concern is the quarterback. We have to find a quarterback that plays at a high level. And number 2 is the wide receivers. We got to get some guys that can compete for the ball and go get it and make the quarterback look good.
You added Hunky Cooper. I don't know what you guys call him. Hunky, I'm assuming.
He likes to be called Coop if you don't want to make him mad, so just call him Coop.
Okay. Why was he hired? Why did you like him? And what's he going to bring to this group?
He was hired for a lot of reasons. I think he's an excellent coach. I think being a really good high school coach proves that he can teach the fundamentals of the game. He can motivate young people to do more than they want to do. I think him being a great player when he played adds to his credibility with the players. And then all you got to do is meet him, and you're all welcome to meet any of the assistant coaches and talk to him a little while and see what kind of energy and excitement he has. So there's an energy, excitement about him that will carry over to his players too. And I was coaching, and we played against him when he was a player. He's a highly competitive guy, and that usually is mirrored by his position coach, our position group.